Good morning, students. Now we are going to see the lesson Semiconductor Electronics. First, we will revise what you have learned in the last class. You are prepared about energy band. With the help of the energy band, the materials are divided into three. The first one is conductor, the next one is insulator, and the next one is semiconductor. The semiconductor is divided into two. One is intrinsic semiconductor, the another one is extrinsic semiconductor. What is meant by intrinsic semiconductor? The purest form of the semiconductor. No impurity is added to the semiconductor means that is called intrinsic semiconductor. Example, pure germanium and silicon. What is meant by extrinsic semiconductor? When you are adding impurity to the intrinsic semiconductor, you will get this extrinsic semiconductor. Adding impurity, the process is called what? The process is called doping. Which element you are adding? That is called dopant. Now this extrinsic semiconductor is divided into two. One is p-type semiconductor, another one is n-type semiconductor. So, when you are adding the dopant, impurity material, when you are adding the material, either it be pentavalent atom or trivalent atom. Pentavalent, example, phosphorus, bismuth, antimony. Trivalent, aluminium, gallium, indium, boron, these all trivalent. Few example for trivalent. You know, when you will tell it is a pentavalent or trivalent atoms. Now this is a nucleus. The electrons are revolving around the nucleus in the unfilled cell. That means in the outermost cell, in the valence band side, 5 valence electrons are there, means that is called pentavalent atom. So this is a nucleus, the K cell, L cell, like this it is going on. The outermost side, valence electron value is 3 means that is trivalent atom. So when you are adding pentavalent, you will get N type of semiconductor. When you are adding trivalent, you will get P-type semiconductor. Okay. So the pentavalent doping, 5 atoms I told. So one is extra. So this is a donor atom. It gives or donates 1 electron. So where it is donating to the conduction band. So this is a donor atom. You see the diagram, arsenic is added here. So silicon or germanium, the outermost electron value is equal to 4. So silicon or germanium, both outermost valence electron value is equal to 4 only. So that forms a bond in this side. So when it forms a bond, remaining only 1 electron is there is a free electron in that side. So automatically that donate the electron to the conduction band side. Now, the next one is triatom. When it's trivalent atom means it is accepting the atom. Now, you see the diagram. Now, the boron is added. That forms a covalent bond. The remaining with the silicon or the germanium atom. Only 1 electron is in that side. So, here no boron, only tri. So, only 3 electrons are there. So, there is a deficiency of electron in this side. Okay. So, this accept the atom. So, this is called acceptor. It is a acceptor atom. Okay, now the next one is a n-type semiconductor. What is how when you will get this n-type semiconductor? A small amount of pentavalent impurity is added to germanium or silicon, means you will get n-type semiconductor. See the diagram, this is a n-type semiconductor. Now arsenic I am adding. Arsenic totally how many electrons are there? The valence electrons value of arsenic is 5. Silicon, the valence electron value is equal to 4. So now what happens? This 4 electrons, silicon electron and the arsenic electrons, that forms a covalent bond. 1 arsenic electron is a free electron. So this free electrons is moving out easily, that is loosely bound to the nucleus. So easily you can remove the electron. So number of arsenic atoms are added means you will get more number of free electrons. Okay. So in the n-type of semiconductor side, n-type semiconductor side, which is the majority charge carriers? Electrons. Because here more number of free electrons are here. So electrons is the majority charge carriers and the minority one is holes. So n-type semiconductor, the current produced with the help of the electrons. Remember it. Okay. Now all the electrons that forms the energy level. So that energy level, because that donates the electron to the next one. So it is a donor energy level. See the donor energy levels in the which side? Forbidden energy gap side, that is near the conduction band. In the room temperature itself, the electrons are moving to the conduction band side. You no need to apply more energy to lift the electrons. So this is a donor energy level. Now the energy level required, how much it is energy required for an electron from jumping from valence band to the conduction band. For germanium means the value is equal to 0.7 electron volt. Silicon, the value is equal to 1.1 electron volt. Now the next one, how much amount of energy you are required to set free a donor electron? 0.01 electron volt for germanium and 0.05 electron volt for silicon. Okay. Now the pentavalent impurity atoms, when you are adding, means that donate electrons to the where? To the conduction band. So this is called donor impurities. Okay. Now pentavalent electrons you are adding, you see the energy level value is near the conduction band, remember it. Okay. Now the next one is p-type semiconductor. In a p-type semiconductor, which impurity you are adding a trivalent impurity. Trivalent impurity added to pure germanium or silicon. See, now see the diagram, the trivalent impurity is added in that side. Now boron, it is a trivalent. The valency of boron value equal to valence electrons value is equal to 3 here. Okay. Now the silicon or germanium, the valence electrons value is 4. So these 4 that combine and form a covalent bond. The remaining all form a covalent bond. Here only one electron is available. So the deficiency of electron. So what happens here? This accept the electron. So to make the complete covalent bond, that atoms dopant need one more electron. So you need one more electrons to form a covalent bond in this side. So this is called what? This is the dopant accept electrons from the neighboring atom. This impurity is called what? Acceptor impurity, because that accept electron, so it is called acceptor impurity. The energy level, you see the energy level, the energy level is near the valence band. In n-type semiconductor, that is near the conduction band, that is a donor energy level. But in the p-type side, it is the acceptor energy level, because that accept the electron here, so it is the acceptor energy level. This is also in the forbidden gap side only, but that is near the valence band. So the energy level of the hole created by the impurity atom is just above the valence band. See here, near the valence band only. Now the next one is, when you are joining the p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor, means the p-n junction is formed here. Then what is mean by p-n junction? Joining of p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor materials. Okay, when you are joined, means what happens? As soon as the junction is formed here, the free electrons and the holes are crossing the junction by the process of diffusion. When you are joining the p-type semiconductor and the n-type semiconductor, in p-type semiconductor, which is the majority charge carriers, holes are the majority charge carriers. In n-type semiconductors, electrons are the majority charge carriers. When both are joined, p-type and n-type are joined, means the electrons are moving or crossing the junction. More number of electrons are crossing towards the p region. Same way, holes are moving towards the n region. So near the junction, the depletion region is formed here. Okay, so now what is mean by depletion region in that side? You see, the left hand side, this side I am taking, it is a p-type semiconductor, that is acceptor atoms. P means it is acceptor, so it is a acceptor atom. Right hand side you see, it is a n-type semiconductor that gives or donate atom. So when it is accepting means, so this is what ions? Negative ions. It is donating the electron, so this n-type is having the positive ions. Remember, accepting ions or electrons means that is negative ions. Donating atom means that is becomes a positive ion. Okay, now when you are applying the electric field, you are applying the electric field in between the p-type semiconductor and the n-type. See the which one? The depletion region side, the electric field is applied here. When the electric field is set up in between donor and acceptor ion on the depletion region side means the potential greater, which is side? The n side. In a n-type semiconductor side, the potential difference is greater, and the p-type, the potential value is less here. So n-type the potential is greater, p-type the potential value is less in this side. So when the potential value is greater or less means what happens? So the electrons, so that prevents the electrons moving from n-type, that means higher potential, to the lower potential p side. At the same time, the holes, it prevents the holes to move p-type to n-type semiconductor. Okay, that prevent. So what happens in that side? The potential barrier is created in this side. So when the potential is applied in between in the depletion region means what happens? You see here, now the potential, higher potential is in that side, that prevent the electrons move towards the p-type semiconductor. Same way here, n-type, that means in the p-type side, the holes, it prevents the holes to cross the junction, the depletion region here. Okay, so the potential barrier is developed in between. The potential barrier is produced here. The potential barrier for germanium value is equal to 0.3 volt. Silicon, the potential barrier value is equal to 0.7 volt. Okay, now the next one is PN junction diode. So what is meant by PN junction diode? When PN junction diode, when the p-type semiconductor is fused with the n-type semiconductor means this PN junction diode is formed here. Now this is a circuit diagram where this is p-type, this is n-type. P-type semiconductor, this is n-type semiconductor, both are fused together means the PN junction diode is formed. This is a representation of a diode. This triangle represents the positive end of the diode, that is anode. The line represents the negative end of the diode, that is cathode. This is a symbolic representation of the diode. Now the next one is biasing voltage, biasing a diode. What is meant by biasing? This biasing provides the external energy to the charge carriers. For what you are applying? To overcome the potential barrier and make them to move in a particular direction. So when you are applying the external voltage, what happens? Now the potential barrier is previously or prepared potential barrier is produced here. So that repels, that moves the holes towards the junction. So more number of holes are crossing this junction. Same way the electrons are crossing the junction. So that overcome the potential barrier potential, for that you are giving biasing a diode. Okay, so this side the charge carriers can either move towards the junction or moving away from the junction is possible. The external voltage applied, this bias, that means applied to the BN junction, is called bias voltage. How much you are applying, that is a bias voltage. The bias voltage, this voltage is called threshold voltage or cutoff voltage, represented by V0. This threshold voltage for germanium value is equal to 0.3 volt. Same silicon value is equal to 0.7 volt. This is threshold voltage or cutoff voltage. Now, depending upon the polarity of the external source of the PN junction, this biasing is divided into two. One is a forward bias, another one is a reverse bias. What is meant by forward bias? You see the diagram. This p-type semiconductor is connected to the positive end of the battery. This n-type semiconductor is connected to the negative end of the battery. Like this way it is connected means this is forward bias. Positive is connected to positive. Negative is connected to negative. This is forward bias. When you are connecting positive to positive, negative to negative means what happens in this side? Now, when the positive is connected means it repels the holes. So, more number of holes that crossing the depletion region. When the negative is connected to the n-type semiconductor, it repels the electrons. So, more number of large number of electrons crossing the depletion region. Then what happens? The width of the depletion region going on decreasing. So, this is a negative. So, this is a negative ion. This is a positive ion present in the n-type. Negative ion present in the p-type. The width value is decreasing. This is the width of the depletion region that is decreasing in the forward bias side. Okay. Now, what is in the reverse bias side? The reverse bias side, just reverse, the p-type semiconductor is connected to the negative end of the battery. N-type semiconductor is connected to the positive end of the battery. When negative and positive is connected, or the positive and the negative is connected means what happens here? Now, the electrons, see here from the electrons is in this side. So, cancel the holes in the p-type. Okay, same way from here the holes are coming, that cancels the electrons in this side. So, the width of the depletion region going on increasing. The negative ion in the p-type semiconductor and the positive ion in the n-type semiconductor going on increasing. So, the width of the depletion region is greater. See the direction of holes and free electrons, both are moving in opposite direction. So, this is about which one? A reverse bias. Then, characteristics of a junction diode. When it is a forward bias, what are the characteristics? To study the variation, the current and the potential difference, that is a voltage across when it is a forward bias. So, you are changing the value of potential difference. What are the changes are in the current you are going to see, and with the help of that you are going to draw a graph in between voltage and current, that is in the forward bias side. Okay, so this is a circuit diagram. This is a circuit diagram for forward bias. You see here the 470, the resistor is connected in the circuit side. This resistor, it restricts the flow of current. This is a diode. Already I told you this triangle represents the positive end of the diode and the line represents the negative end. So, positive end of the battery is connected to the positive end of the diode means it is a forward bias. Same way negative is connected to the negative. It is a forward bias. Okay. This milliammeter and the voltmeter, it is used to measure the value of current. Voltmeter is used to measure the value of voltage. The variation of voltage in the diode depends upon the how much voltage you are applying. Actually, the voltage value vary from 0 to 12 volt. Okay. At room temperature, the potential difference is equal to the barrier potential means now the forward current starts. Okay, the minimum current, minimum voltage is called threshold voltage. You see below that no changes in that side. After the threshold voltage only, when the voltage value is increases, the current value also increases. Okay, this is the first one. The second one in this side is when the current flow, this flow is not a linear one. What is mean by linear? You know linear means you will get a straight line that obey Ohm's law. That is a linear curve. But you see the curve here, this is a increasing curve. It is not a linear one. So, it does not obey Ohm's law. Okay, when it is a linear, when it is from the slope, you are calculating the value of forward resistance. Now I am taking this is A, this is B and this is C here. So resistance value I want. You know the formula for resistance. Resistance value equal to voltage divided by current. That equal to this value, that BC value that gives the value of current. AB value that gives the value of voltage. So AB divided by BC you are calculating means you will get the value of forward current. RF value equal to what? So RF is calculated with the help of the slope here. Now the next one is in the reverse bias side. This P region of the diode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. You see, the positive end of the battery is connected to the negative end of the diode. The negative end of the battery is connected to the positive end of the diode, means that is reverse bias. Okay, so reverse bias, P region of the diode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery and N region of the diode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and here very less amount of current is produced in that side. So you are using microammeter. Micro, you know, micro means the value is equal to 10 power minus 6, and same the voltmeter is used to measure the value of current. In the reverse bias side, very small amount of current is produced here because negative is connected to the positive end of the diode. Okay, the positive is connected to the negative end of the diode. So like this it is a positive one and this is a negative one. So positive end of the diode, both are reverse in that side. So that is a which one? It is a reverse bias. So very less amount of current is producing here. So the value is measured in terms of microampere. So the positive end of the battery is connected to the negative end of the diode. The negative end of the battery is connected to the positive end of the diode, means that is reverse bias. So it cancel, you will get very less amount of current. So the current value is in terms of microampere. The curve represents both positive and negative, reverse forward bias and the reverse bias. The first quadrant, the curve is a forward bias. The third quadrant, the graph for reverse bias. Now, we will see a small problem. An idle diode of 5 ohm resistor. The resistance value is equal to 5 ohm. That is connected in series with 15 volt power supply. Calculate the value of current. You see the diagram? The voltage value is equal to 15 volt. This is a diode and the resistance value is equal to 5 ohm. R value equal to resistance is represented by capital R, that is equal to 5 ohm. Voltage value is equal to 15 volt. Which one you are calculating? You are calculating the value of current equal to what? Current is represented by capital I. I value equal to what? You know the formula with the help of the Ohm's law. V value equal to I multiplied by R. Ohm's law, you know, V value equal to I into R. From this, I value equal to V divided by R. Ohm's law is V value equal to I into R. I am keeping I one side. So, I value equal to V divided by R. Substitute the value of V and R in this equation. What is the value of V? V equal to 15 volt. So 15 divided by R value equal to 5. So 5 one time, 15 means here it is 3 times. The value of current is equal to 3 ampere. Okay. Now the next problem is, consider an idle diode. Now this is junction diode. You are calculating the value of same current value is equal to what? In between A and B. This junction, you are calculating the value of current equal to what? Same I value equal to what? You know the formula for Ohm's law. The same Ohm's law formula I am using here. V value equal to I multiplied by R. From this, I am calculating the value of I. So, I value equal to V divided by R. Okay, so how we will calculate the value of V? You see the AB junction, A side the value is equal to, the potential value is equal to, voltage value is equal to 3 volt. B side, the B end the value is equal to minus 7 volt. So, you want to calculate the difference between the volt. 3 value difference, so minus, this side minus 7, so minus 7. So, minus of minus 7 means the value is plus. So, 3 plus 7 value equal to what? I will get 10. 10 divided by 1000. So, now you cancel here 1 0 cancel. Then I will get the answer 1 divided by 100. 1 by 100 means what? 10 power minus 2. What is the unit of amp current? the unit of current is ampere. So 10 power minus 2 ampere. So this class you are prepared about P-type semiconductor, N-type semiconductor and the forward bias, junction diode, forward bias and reverse bias. With the help of the Ohm's law, how to calculate the value of current I is equal to what? Okay. Thank you, students.